back for another brand new episode of the Beyond Position podcast
Yeah.
with, of course, your favorite co-host in the entire world. I don't even got to say our names. We're getting well known all over the world, Brett, as we can tell. We shared a story before we break into this episode. I definitely want to give a shout out to our most top 3 countries that are listening to us. Obviously, Vietnam. Everybody in Vietnam, we love you.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. We see those numbers. It is insane to even think that quite a bit of people are listening to us over there, Brett. It's insane.
That's what I'm wondering. What did we say?
I don't know, dude. Whatever it is, we just hope you like it. We hope you enjoy it.
100%.
Thank you for rocking with us, and thank you for your support. It
Yeah.
truly means a lot that we see the numbers that you guys are listening to us. And, of course, the lovely US of A, you're listening to us as well, and also Argentina. So shout out to all of you guys, all right? So we love you all. But nonetheless, brother, before we start this episode, I'm going to ask the most important question of the day. How are you doing today?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. All right.
Yourself?
Pretty good, man. Not too bad. Not too shabby. It's, of course, it's pretty muggy out there, so I'm trying to just kind of adjust to the heat. I hate the heat first and foremost. So if anybody's listening to this audio track, hopefully this comes out way smoother than the previous episode. We were dealing with some adjustments to our AC here because in our studio, in our bunker, the heat is kind of an issue, but hopefully we try to tread through it and make sure that we tweak the audio enough to where, it's for your enjoying listening pleasure. So hopefully bear with us, and hopefully we did a better job this time. So nonetheless, brother.
Yeah.
So the craziness going on in this world. Well, first of all, we got to crack our cold, boys, just because so we want to stay hydrated, of course, and we want to get a salute.
Boom.
There's a lot of craziness going on in regards to, I guess it's fair to say, our privacy, as it's always been a major issue here as of 2026. You know what I find funny though, just to start out this conversation. We talk about how, we want our privacy. We want to be sure that, that's, not let anybody or any big corporation or any big tech company, step over those lines of, invading your privacy or my privacy or your privacy or anybody that's watching. But it's funny, though, because the one, actually, a piece of technology, I'm going to see if I can pull it out, which is this right here. And it's always been that thing, like, it was kind of I don't want to say if it was conspiracy, but we would always make that joke, oh, what are these things listening to us, right?
Yeah.
And it comes to be true. They are listening to us.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was kind of one of those things where we realized we would talk about certain things, maybe like an item we want to buy or something, keywords, right? And lo and behold, when you're Googling it, you see it pop up.
Right there.
Or somewhere in your socials, like Instagram, Facebook, whatever. So that's a pretty indicator that it's happening. It's happening. Let's just be real, right? But something else came across, I guess you can say, our front view, not your rearview mirror, but our frontal vision, right? Something came along that's making headwaves now across the U.S. and other countries too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but let's dig into Brett. Tell us what's going on. Tell us what is a threat to privacy nowadays that I would say is this fair to say it's level 2? Level 3?
I mean, we're getting there. We're like, in this Orwellian world society that we're living in, we are getting very close to living in a surveillance state.
Oh, man.
Full time. I mean, it's growing. It is inch by inch, camera by camera, algorithm by algorithm, AI by AI. It is happening.
Yeah.
It is happening at every angle.
Yeah. It's insane.
And it's getting a lot of people caught in the crossfire that shouldn't have anything to do with anything.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
Something interesting you said though today, because we have these conversations off the pod, right? And we try. It's kind of hard to try to save these, when it comes to the time of recording. But you said something in the lines of big tech or big corporations having their hands in the cookie jar, right? With all this, right? Where it slowly tries to hide behind this entity where, oh, check out this, it's cool, whatever. But they're gonna try to slide in and be slick and say, well, we're going to just record every now and then what you do or what you see through your camera or whatever, right? Something in those lines of being mystical and being kind of hiding in, sheep's clothing, kind of try to throw in some stuff in there to where you won't know because you won't only read the fine print. When you accept all, agree to all this stuff, it's like, lo and behold, all this
Terms and
data,
conditions.
all these things is being collected under your watch, under your nose too. So people, it is important. I'll admit, I never read those things. I'll be straight up. But when people do their due diligence to point out and highlight all these things, which people are doing, so salute to you, it's kind of crazy. It is.
Yeah, but
crazy.
I think it's scummy when they do those terms and conditions and they deliberately make you sign things that they know you wouldn't go for,
Yeah.
and then just try to use that as the excuse.
Yeah.
That's totally different than, like, say you're getting home insurance and, you know, there's an earthquake that happens, and then they say, oh, well, you actually didn't have earthquake insurance. You only had fire insurance, right?
Yeah.
That's a little bit different. Still scummy.
Yeah, it is
Still,
scummy.
but
Scum.
but this is like, you know, we're talking about you have no rights to privacy whatsoever, and you're just gonna, and we are legally protected because you agreed to it.
Yeah.
That's
You're still gonna get the money
beyond
right?
the pale.
Yeah,
at
that's
that point.
we're still gonna get paid, but you're tough luck for you.
Yeah,
That's
and then you
crazy.
begun
Robbery.
and then we begin to wonder: are we free?
Yeah.
Are we really free, or are we living in an open prison?
Yeah.
Are we,
Yeah.
you know, are we open air prisoners?
Yeah. No, but of course the hot topic and just one of the I would want to say keywords or keywords are these fall cameras that, you know, people are I don't want to say doing God's work, you know, and destroying these things, right? And you know,
You don't want to say that?
no.
I will.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Go.
I mean, if you
Take the horn
are,
out.
if your invasion of privacy and that is granted in the Constitution,
Mm-hmm.
and then someone goes to make sure that that's not being violated, why wouldn't you call that God's work?
Yeah.
I mean,
Straight up.
you know, just because some company that does all this stuff loses some money doesn't make it wrong.
Yeah.
Might make it illegal, but who's making the laws? We're finding out that all of these laws are favoring the rich, the connected, and they are stacked against us in many ways. And so it's been going on for decades now, and it's just now reaching that boiling point, that tipping point, if you will, where people are doing things that we wouldn't normally have seen 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's because the people trying, you know, the governments and these large companies are doing all the things that they wouldn't have done 10 years ago.
Yeah. And it's like I said, they're being slick with it because there was a time lapse video that I remember coming across via the interweb that it shows how quickly from the East Coast they just started spreading,
yeah.
and lo and behold, you see an enormous amount of these things out there.
Yeah. I mean,
Insane.
we have talked about them doing this thing that they're doing here in China.
Yes.
How 15-minute cities. We've talked
Oh
about
yeah, that was a hot
so
clip.
many times.
That was a hot clip.
And that is literally the warning was, don't let that happen here.
Yeah.
And we just continue to act like frogs that are slowly being boiled.
Yeah.
And you've
crazy.
in that time lapse video that is widely spread on social media, it's showing that the water is slowly boiling, and you know it's now people are finally, like Houston, the police are really up in arms over there about these flock cameras being sawed, cut down, destroyed, whatnot. But it's people have had it, and we are entitled to our privacy. And when we
Agreed.
say Fourth Amendment violations, we're talking about search and seizure. We are treated like criminals from the very beginning. And so they will record everything, and then they will look for a crime. That's what those cameras are doing. They are looking for a crime. And many of these so-called crimes that they think they're catching are not crimes at all. And it's getting innocent people caught up, and this is not going to stop. This is not going to stop, because the other thing about this is we're going to go into it, but these police start to feel like they're untouchable, as if we didn't already live in a police state. But these police start to feel like they're untouchable. They start abusing the powers and privileges that they have. And then, you know, how do we know? Those are just the ones that are caught that we know about. But how many are going undetected?
Yeah. It's true. And there's going to be room for error too, man. This thing, I'm sure, as of now, the way it is, because I'm sure they're implementing AI with it too as well, right? They're embedding it
That's
with
how
it
they're
too.
doing it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's nothing's ever going to be perfect. So I'm sure that's why a lot of people are getting caught up in the crossfires. But you did send me a couple, I would say a couple of videos, a couple of examples of what we're talking about that you do want to get into right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jump right into
So
it.
we'll go into it right now, which of course, the people that are obviously getting caught up in the mix with this, and obviously it's a horrible thing, like my boy said. Like, people are getting caught up for stuff that they claim that they spotted them doing, or committing a crime, but they never did. Now they're forced to come up with their evidence to make sure and get themselves out of the situation, because you'll be either facing jail time or getting a huge fine.
Fines,
So
record,
yeah, so
reputation tarnished.
so this is definitely it's a serious matter. So we're gonna look into this first case. And do you want to give a little backstory about this one before we jump into this?
Yeah.
Brett?
So this took place last October 25, and this financial advisor was driving through this town in Colorado. She drives a Rivian, which, if you don't know, it's like $100,000 vehicle, e-vehicle, electric vehicle.
Yeah.
And so, she's a successful woman, right? And I mean, looking at her, if I were to look at her and I'm looking at her demeanor, I'm thinking this girl has not even so much as jaywalked her entire life. I mean, she is like straight up law abider.
Straight
She
arrow.
works in the financial sector. She's
Yeah.
out there helping people with their finances, so she knows the regulations. She is a law abider through and through, and she's very nice. And then so she ends up driving through this neighborhood where a flock camera had snapped her Rivian,
Okay.
her vehicle. So then what happened at around the time where she was driving through this neighborhood, there was another person who was stealing a package, a $25 worth of material package from somebody's porch pirate. Well, so they take the flock video of her driving the Rivian, and then they take the ring footage from the person who got their package stolen, and then the police said, "Oh, well, she was driving through this neighborhood at this time. This is what time the suspect took this package. Well, we found the perp. We found the perp." And so they collected all their evidence. They went to the door. They knocked on her door, and she was surprised to see. You could see in the early part of the encounter, it almost seems like she thinks that it's a joke. Like, there's no way that this cop could be possibly. But then when this cop, all of a sudden, he really turns into a bully, starts
Kind of
being
flexing on her.
very arrogant toward her, and very demeaning toward her, to where her husband could sense. She like literally is going to her husband for help.
Oh, okay.
And then the husband comes out, and he knows his wife is not up to, or not doing anything bad.
Okay.
And so he goes to defend her. But yeah, that's kind of the premise.
All right, let's play this clip real quick, and we're gonna start from the very top. Do a little review right here of the situation.
We have cameras everywhere in that town. You can't get a breath of fresh air in or out without us knowing.
Chrisana Elzer learned the power of flock firsthand.
You were in town from 11:52 until 12:09. Exactly. Like I said, nothing gets in or out of the town without us knowing.
When a Colorado police officer showed up at her door holding flock snapshots of her truck.
And here's when you left at 12:09. That's when you left town.
To get.
No, to stop at Ridge Trail
Wait a minute.
and take a package. Well, there's no shushing. I don't need to be.
Well, for one, hold on. You're already this would piss me off if it was me already.
Yeah.
Like, right off rip, right? The audacity to say that you're 100% convinced that there's no room for error for anything to happen with those cameras. You're already coming out the gate swinging in the sense of, like, you're guilty automatically. There's no other way of proving it.
Yep.
You're going to have no chance of saying or say your truths, and we're going to go with what I say. That's it.
Guilty until proven
That
innocent.
is insane. But anyways, we'll keep on going. This is crazy.
Any need to know where this is.
The first thing he pulled out on the body cam is that flock picture, the clear photograph of your car.
But here's your vehicle in the neighborhood many, many times, apparently casing houses, because you just can't drive through for work or visit other businesses. You can only be casing houses.
It is her. It is 100%. It is locked in. There is zero doubt. I wouldn't have come here unless I was 100% sure. 100%. It is certain. It is on video. You're obviously welcome to go to court.
Chrisana was charged with stealing a package, but it wasn't her. The porch pirate was somebody else. Multiple times you tried to show him your video evidence. He didn't want to see it.
No, even when I called him back, he said, that's not my job.
You looked at a time of a crime. You saw my vehicle entering in the flock.
No, what I did was I did an investigation.
You called my wife a liar. You said this is fact.
I have video evidence. I don't know what you want me to say.
The charges were dropped after Chrisana spent weeks trying to get the police chief to look at her evidence. Time-stamped video from her truck and a neighbor's doorbell camera showing she wasn't at the scene of the crime. What does it say about where we are that you feel you have to have more cameras than the police have in order to make sure you can prove yourself innocent?
It sounds like it flipped the script to you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent.
Without a flock camera, that detective would not have been at her door. By his own admission, he pulled out the flock picture of her car. Do you want to apologize to Chrisana Elzer for what happened to her?
For the police misusing the tools? I don't think that I have to apologize.
He wasn't charged with a crime. He wasn't, other than being reprimanded for his attitude.
Sure. No, but I would tell you that, like, should I apologize for somebody misusing a tool? I don't think so.
Flock Safety Chief Communications Officer Josh Thomas. Who's watching the watchers in these cases?
Well, the city council. The city owns the data, so city council would have the appropriate responsibility in that case. Our point of view has always been that it is not Flock's job to police the way police do their work.
We have cameras.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, what
And
a
so
joke.
the
What
only
a
thing that
joke.
saved her break in there was that she had her own footage.
Yeah, she had a dash cam, I'm guessing.
How many people don't?
Yeah, true. But nowadays, it is a lot more common. People do have them. But at this point,
I don't.
Yeah, I have one just in case. But now for this type of stuff, dude, you never know.
I know.
They can try to pin it with some, but it's like, yeah, it's like it's damned if you do, damned if you don't type situation,
Right.
because it's like if this, ladies and gentlemen, all I'm saying I'm gonna say this once: if it happened to this person, it can happen to you or me or Brett.
Oh yeah.
At this point,
I
right?
mean,
But dude,
this is so
crazy.
and then it
Crazy.
gets worse, right? So
Yeah.
now you're seeing that officer. Now what had happened with him, you heard him how confident he was.
Dude, he was-
100%.
He didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to hear her response on it,
And-
he didn't want to see the other evidence. Like, you should be open on like, okay, we need to hear. There's always two sides to each story. Why is it that you're closed-minded, already confident that this is nail in the coffin? This is what happened. You have no room to say. That's pretty effed up in my opinion.
Yeah, that's hubris is
Yeah.
what that is. And then what you're doing, right, is this woman probably supported the police
Yeah,
her entire life.
yeah,
Maybe she doesn't feel that way anymore. Maybe she's starting to reconsider her support.
Yeah.
And maybe her friends and the people watching all of these. I know that, there was a day back in the day when, I was pretty supportive of police.
Yeah.
I was never full on back to blue, but, like I knew that there were some rotten apples in there. And so it's just kind of like, there's some good ones, there's some bad ones. You just don't know what you're going to run into, you know. And I've had my own experience with cops, and good and bad, and so that's just kind of how I treat them. This is the type of thing, and when we talk about the other things that these police are doing, this is the type of thing that really moves the meter when it comes to how much we trust police, and and it sucks because it may very well be not very many people, not very many police are doing the bad things, but because here's what happens. This is why this negative sentiment toward police occurs in the first place is these bad cops are doing all these things. Even though it's a small number, they are still being shielded by the rest of the cops. So that now you have to ask, well, okay, aren't those cops just as bad for protecting and covering up
Yeah.
for the bad cops actually doing the thing?
Yeah. I mean, it's and the guy with who's that flock guy, the flock safety person, whatever that we were just watching too. That at the very end of the video, he was talking about, well, it's not our fault that Well, I'm like, well, you're contributing to the issue to where why is it that all of a sudden now we're seeing an enormous amount of these things being placed? But I get both ends. I get both ends in regards of like for situations where maybe they're trying to capture somebody that killed a couple people or whatever, right? I'm just using an example. But at that point, are we going to sacrifice our privacy for, there could be ways to where, well, we should have more law enforcement for one. Should we rely on cameras only like with AI and all that? I don't think so. I'm not a big proponent on that.
Why do you think we need more law enforcement?
I wouldn't want more cameras watching. I know,
but so with the law enforcement that was there, even with more law enforcement. Yeah. She would have never been a suspect.
Yeah.
With no matter how many cops they had.
Yeah.
Little or a lot. And it looked like she was in a good neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that there have been a lot of police that have been defunded, and I think that there are underserved areas. Like there are areas.
Now that's what I mean.
Certainly,
there's been a lot of decrease. I think I was reading somewhere in like Seattle that they say they were like 1,000 police officers, like less than what they would have at this point, but they defunded the police.
Right.
Something like
okay,
that.
I will.
That's
crazy. I will go with you on that. I guess here's where this is where my frustration lies is with the police that we have too many DAs that are refusing to charge.
Yeah.
So the police are bringing in these bad guys, and then if they are forced to charge, then you're having the judges that refuse to give any jail time. How many stories are we seeing where these people are caught doing heinous crimes? I mean, we're talking life-changing, heinous crimes, and then being released back into the community just to repeat. You are seeing people that are being arrested 29, 39 times.
Yeah.
And with no punishment, seemingly whatsoever, because the police are doing their job.
Yeah.
Right? They're getting them as far as the jail, but then the judge is just giving all these little slaps on the wrist. So then you wonder, okay, then why do we need all these cameras?
Yeah.
Who are you looking for?
Yeah.
Who are you looking for? Because to me, it looks like they're looking for middle class people, like doling out tickets. Oh, okay, I know that they'll pay without a fight, right? Whereas if you arrest a person of color who's been charged with R or M or anything like that, then you got a whole community rallying around your city council, and they don't want that smoke. So for optics, and I think that's such a cowardly way of going about it when you have real crimes, real people getting taken out by these hardened criminals, and the city council and the DA and the judges don't want that smoke, don't want the bad optics, and so they say, but we still need money, so let's just attack the middle class, the law-abiding, for the most part, middle class. The middle class, so they get all their money off of infractions.
Yeah, so it's another funnel. It's another money funnel, pretty much.
It's a money funnel to a system that is completely abusing our money. And then they always talk about they don't have enough money. They don't have enough money, but they recklessly spend.
Yeah, that's what's crazy.
And then they just continue to let crime go.
Yeah,
and then we, the middle class, are always on the short end of the stick. We always get the short end of the stick.
It's like a never-ending cycle with it, right? Like it's always just a new format, but it's the same thing, just a different day.
It's insane.
So and this is in the same realms, but this is more of a mistake an actual human made. I'm not sure if you ever seen this video or come across this one, but this one made waves. And when I saw
I did see this.
So we're gonna watch this. This is kind of like an example, right, of just kind of, the stuff that that makes you kind of laugh, and it's like you can't be serious on this, right? It's like this is caught like in 4K, and this is like the beauty of the internet, right? This is another reason why stuff like the internet exists for these reasons, right? So we're gonna play this along real quick. Let's pop this up on the jumbotron real quick. So.
An influencer was pulled over for holding a phone in her right hand while driving, only for her to reveal she doesn't have one.
I saw you with your phone in your hand.
Not. So you want to just call this a day?
I don't want to call it a day. You had a hand manipulating.
You just said my right hand.
Well,
Katie Thomas, who lives in Florida, was fined during a traffic stop in February, despite her repeatedly showing the officer she doesn't have a right hand. The 36-year-old was born with a limb difference, and she was reportedly fined $100 during the stop.
you did not have your phone in your hand.
I did not.
Hand to God, you did not have your phone in your hand.
Hand to God.
When her court date finally came to dispute the fine on May 27th, Katie had an update.
So I went ahead and went to court.
But more or less, this is almost a similar thing. Just this is a human being that made an error. Now you got a dumb camera that.
Yeah,
Oh,
but that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like the cop said, I saw it in your right hand.
And he's still adamant. Like, I saw you. It was like,
That's that's that hubris that I'm talking about. You know,
insane,
and
dude. That's insane.
so what did she get that charge dropped?
She got a drop, but she actually had to go to court and all that still.
Yeah, see,
It's so lame.
that's
so lame.
ridiculous.
But yeah, man. I mean, yes, I think at that point, you know, and this is only just, I would say, I mean, it's theft. It's still a pretty serious case, but imagine if it was something else where like it was like an M or, you know, murder. I'll say murder.
Oh, okay.
I'll bleep that. Talking to our editor. But yes, if it was something like at that caliber where it was something serious, like, can you only imagine like how long they would stretch that out to like, now you have to defend yourself that you didn't take somebody out, but they're trying to tell you that, oh, our camera saw you there at this place and time. It was you that did it.
Right.
It's like, that's just the scene.
Right.
So it's like they're already going to frame you for something you never did.
almost along the lines of Tyler Robinson. But we won't go into that.
I mean, hey, it's in the air, dude, if you want to go for it. But there is a famous case, too, that I saw. It has to do with that, but this was years ago. It was about that gentleman that they were trying to pin him on a case that supposedly he took out this one individual, and there was the one comedian that was filming a TV show at a Dodgers game, and it was a quick clip that caught the guy that was saying, well, I was at the Dodgers game, how could it be me that did it? But they were adamant, no, it was you. We have the evidence, everything lines up to you. You did it. You took this person out. And somehow somebody that was watching this show that they were filming the day of, they panned over and they zoomed in and they actually saw the guy there.
Wow.
Dude, but it took that much to prove his innocence, and he was facing life in jail.
Yeah.
That's insane. So that's an example right there. Now with these things trying to, I mean, even with AI and all that, like, how do we know? I mean, tinfoil hat time.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Yeah.
my thing is, how do we know this thing can be sentient at this point, and AI can create something that saw you?
Right.
That's the thing.
AI gets to have the hubris.
Yeah,
now.
it's gonna create or capture the image. It's gonna try to format a reason or the truth that what it saw was the real deal.
Yeah.
And you're gonna
like
go up
maybe
against
even like it doesn't have all the details crispy.
Yes.
So it makes the
it-
details
yes.
crispy to fit the evidence.
Have you ever thought about that?
Dude, no.
Dude,
not until now.
No, I did not. No, but see, man, it's getting kind of ridiculous at this point, man. And I think
Where does it end?
Exactly. Where are they going to put a stop to it? What is the final? I guess. How far are they going to stretch this out?
Well,
like, what is the final outcome?
Did you see that Home Depot is being sued right now?
Oh, it was about those cameras in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh, and I always wondered, like, why do they have those cameras up there?
Yeah. So, well, okay. So you could say, I don't know. I haven't seen the press.
Yeah.
If I were to guess, they are always known for having workers on the front.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. Here's why I say that.
Okay.
And they have, you can say it's theft or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, all stores have theft.
Yeah.
And whatever. But with them, they were doing the license plate reader. They were sending that information automatically to the police.
Oh,
And so the police
okay,
had
okay.
the connection. It was like they could log into the same account. Home Depot says, "Oh, we have the cameras," and just go ahead and you can scan it, use whatever information you want.
So it's pretty much giving your data out without your authorization, without you knowing. Everything.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
You know,
right there.
Again, a Fourth Amendment breach. So anyway, this is a huge lawsuit. This is taking place in California.
Oh wow.
And and so this lady was talking about it online. She said that that people can log in for the civil action or whatever, and class action. You can sign up for that, and you might get up to like $500.
Oh, dude, I need a new weed whacker. So definitely, I'm gonna come for that as well. I've been going to Home Depot pretty frequently. So let's read a little bit about it. Home Depot is currently facing 2 major class action lawsuits over its use of camera technology. One involving parking lot license plate readers, and another involving facial recognition to self-checkout kiosks.
I hate those.
So license plate recognition ALPR lawsuits filed in California federal court. Such as Shimir and versus Home Depot. These lawsuits allege that Home Depot installed AI-powered cameras from Flock Safety at entrances and exits without mandatory legal disclosures. The suit claims the cameras capture vehicle data, license plate, make, model, color, and funnel it into a national database accessible to law enforcement agencies across the country. What a coincidence!
Yep.
What a coincidence.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm asking, how far does this go? Because now you can't even shop without questioning, oh, am I going to get in trouble? Are they going to pin a crime on me because I happen to be at Home Depot at this time, and then a crime occurred, and it just happened to be your license plate there?
So the next one is facial recognition lawsuit filed in Illinois federal court. The lawsuit targets self-checkout cameras that allegedly create and store biometric facial geometry without obtaining legally required informed written consent. The suit claims violations of the state's Biometric Information Privacy Act, BIPA, and seeks $5,000 per violation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, it is crazy. And so here's the other thing, right? Flock is the one getting all of the grief for this.
Yeah.
But there are multiple companies doing the same thing. So treat this as like Flock is like the Pepsi, right? But we're talking about when we say Pepsi is unhealthy for you, what we're really saying is soda is unhealthy for you.
Oh, yeah.
When we are talking about Flock, we're just talking about these license plate readers, which they're finding out is more than just they're selling it as license plate readers. They're making it sound as benign as possible.
Yeah.
But in reality, they are using AI with these things to connect. They're to connect all your data. Say, hey, they're looking for little dents in your truck. They're looking for bumper stickers, any type of thing. So it's more than just reading your license plate. They are trying to build a profile on you. They're trying to figure out where you go, what your pattern is. If you're going outside of the pattern, say you're a landscaper and you have to go to multiple different places, guess what? Under that type of an algorithm, you are now going to be alerted to the local police. And guess what? You get a policeman like that we've seen already on here who's just 100% that this landscaper
sure,
is pushing, Fenty everywhere, whatever, right? And here he is. He's just a guy just trying to provide for his family.
Yeah.
But now because of these cops that are obviously need training, but I think it's more than training at this point. I think that we've given them way too much power with all of this. Mankind is not... We are not suited to have a certain amount of power.
Yeah.
And that is what has always made a constitutional republic so nice, is that there's always, originally, when this country was founded, there were always checks and balances. And right now, we are seeing many of those checks and balances erode. You're seeing obfuscation with different black ops departments that are hiding our money, so there's no transparency. Your government agencies that are responsible to no one.
Yeah.
You got the CIA that doesn't have to answer to anyone.
Yeah. I mean, we heard it. In regards to also the UAP, they have programs that we have no clue about. The answer to nobody.
That's what I'm
saying. They
saying.
Operate under an unknown alias. Like, it's crazy. So it goes deeper. It goes deeper than just money and all that. It's just that's crazy. At the end of the day, it's just an unlimited amount of power. That's what it is.
Nothing democratic about what is going on in our country,
crazy.
And that's why it is so important for not just us to talk about it, not just for you to hear about it, but to really get in tune and talk to other people about this. And for those people that try to tell you this stuff is benign, like I was watching Sheriff Keith Swank out of he's the Pierce County Sheriff.
Okay.
And recently there was a murder suspect, and he had killed 2 people, and he was out there announcing, hey, the reason why we found this guy so quick was, if you go to his Twitter, that's where he's gonna. Anyway, he was saying that the reason why we found this so quick was because of Flock technology. But that's not. If that were just what the Flock was doing, we wouldn't care. Another bone I want to pick is
go for it. You're on the roll, bro.
The name flock. Like, a flock is what you call a group of sheep. Do they think we're sheep?
That's crazy.
That's seriously
coincidence.
That's seriously what it comes across.
Yeah.
That all these people, they have all this power. They get to watch everything you do. They get to send police to your door. Like, you guys are all a bunch of criminal sheep.
Okay, so a little bit about what you were saying in regards to the manhunt. The manhunt for 24-year-old Hayes McLeod was suspected of 2 back-to-back targeted murders of related family members in Puyallup and Tacoma, ended after he was shot and taken out by police in Seaside, Oregon. So the incident unfolded on July 8th. 35-year-old man was found deceased in a home near Puyallup at approximately 2:40 a.m. Around 3:04 a.m., a second male victim was found clapped to taken out at the residence in Tacoma. So a flock camera alert, the Pierce County Sheriff identified McLeod as a suspect and reported that a flock safety camera tracked his vehicle heading southbound into Lewis County around 4 a.m. And then later that evening, Oregon police tracked McLeod to the coastal town of Seaside, Oregon, where a fatal confrontation with officers occurred, ending the manhunt. So yeah, so this is an example of it's fair to say that it helped him in this case, right?
Right.
Yeah, but so it's like I said, it is a double-edged sword. Do we think? I'm going to ask you this: do you think it's worth it in a sense to having something like this? But I mean, it's hard to say because when you want to say limited power, limited accessibility, but there's no way they're going to have limited power. They're going to try to use this as much as they can for whatever advantage they need it for, or for more. It could be more than what just for the good of this. To take this person, lock them up, take them out, whatever. Find these type of individuals, but at what cost at this point?
Right.
At the cost of our privacy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And then you had the mayor of Seattle, Katie Wilson, who shut down all of the flock cameras in Seattle because she didn't want ICE getting any of that information for with the facial recognition, all that for any illegal immigrants here. And so now you have that. So now you have, crimes that are being protected. So what are the rules here?
Yeah.
What are the rules? Some people want to. So anyway, I think that what the answer is what's happening in numerous city councils all over the country is that people are saying we don't want it.
Yeah.
We don't want this, and people are starting to wake up. They're starting to realize that Flock has lied to them about the capabilities, about what these things do. They say, oh, they're just reading license plate, and then they find out, oh, no, it's doing so much more. Now it actually is invading people's privacies on levels that we didn't know. City councils are realizing, well, we are going to have to pay millions of dollars in punishment and in court cases if we lose cases. So their eyes are opening up to this. And so that's what we're at. So I just don't think we are there, and I hope we are never there. I think there are other ways of doing this, and you're talking about layers on top of layers. It's not just flock cameras, but now in 2027 they have this mandate that every automobile has to have AI technology in your vehicle. Sure. So then where does that technology go? Does that also go to the police? Hey, we think that this person is impaired. No, he just wakes up at 3:30 in the morning and has to go to work every day. So he went to bed a little bit late last night. His eyes are a little bloodshot. He hasn't had his coffee yet. But how many are we going to see there? Now I'm late for work because my stupid AI recognition tells me that its algorithm says that I'm inebriated.
Yeah, you look a little tired, Mr. Otto.
Not tired.
Yeah,
They'll think that I'm drunk.
Yeah, or something, right? So this is what's crazy right here. So, mandatory advanced driver monitor systems, a potential, quote, kill switch technology under the 2021 Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, originally aimed at preventing impaired driving by 2027, next year, people. The mandate requires cars to use infrared AI cameras to track eye movement and behavior. If the system detects impairment, it can prevent the vehicle from starting or force it to be pulled over.
So your cars are tracking you. Your phones are tracking you. Your flock cameras are tracking you. Home Depot is tracking you. Walmart's tracking you.
Your phone's tracking
Your
you.
Ring cameras are tracking you.
Literally.
Alexa is listening to everything you say. Yeah. Where do we have privacy?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Where?
I don't think, at this point, I think I'm confident to say we don't have privacy anymore, dude. It's unfortunate. Like, it sucks. Like, trust me, it sucks. Like, it almost like, now my anxiety goes through the roof at this point after this episode. And I'm going to be like paranoid, like looking everywhere. You know?
Oh, yeah. There is a country in this world that has been tracking me and everything I say about it. And it knows how much privacy I don't have. And so they're already, like, I know I'm on multiple hit lists on this country. And it's okay. It's okay. Because I believe that in the end, everything is going to be settled.
Yeah.
So, but they can track me. They can blow up my phone all they want. They can, I don't carry a pager. So they're never going to blow me up with a pager, but they can do whatever they want. And I'm not getting any more iPhones. They're putting in, technology in our iPhones and built in this little country that I just love so much. And I'll never kiss the wall. The wall, they say, is the old, what do they call that? The old temple, right? Okay. And it's not. It's a Roman wall. Like, dude, the gaslight that has been going on for generations. It's insane. It's insane that people believe this stuff. So anyway, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. No iPhones for me. I'm not getting a car past 2027.
Yeah, no, I'm sticking.
Not getting a ring. Alexa, we had Alexa in our house for a while, and when I found out it was like listening to everything, and we were getting all these weird ads, I'm like, dude, this is not good. I threw it away.
You threw it away. You chucked it into the trash can.
We ain't doing this.
There was I don't know if you remember. It was, I believe, it was a commercial that we saw or we came across that kind of caused a little bit of controversy, and it had to do with the Ring cameras. They were saying that they were implementing AI into it that was able to detect anybody that, like, I guess, like you could program it to detect your dog in case if somehow, like, let's say your puppy or whatever runs away, it'll be able to detect it, like, in case if it ever sees any other dogs or whatever, it'll be able to detect it, like, on if it's your dog or whoever's dog, that data that it can retrieve, that people can upload, it'll have that database that it can go to, and it will search it and point out. But that's the thing, though, people. The data is so sacred. I've heard before that data is like gold to these people, right?
Yep.
So can you only imagine all the data out there that they have on me, you, anybody out there? To them, it's gold. For whatever purpose.
Why is data gold, though?
For whatever purpose. I mean, you can put the pieces together, people. I'm just saying, like, they can do whatever they want with it, right? At this point.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it's crazy.
So it started off as Facebook using all of our data and they use that data to manipulate the algorithms to make us. They were intentionally trying to make us angry, and so they were using our data to build their algorithm to do that. But now we are at the point where I think Apple is the one building this technology where they are tracking the most subtle. You don't even have to say anything. What the closest thing to getting to reading your thoughts is it's going to have a camera in there that scans every subtle movement in your face and they have all this data that says that will tell them, oh, normally when a face does this, this is what they're feeling. This is what they're feeling. So they're trying to read our minds, and you can only do that if you are trying to control us psychologically.
Here we go. Apple has been actively investing in and patenting emotion reading technology, though they have not yet released a consumer-facing app dedicated specifically to, quote, facial emotion recognition. However, they utilize this technology in augmented reality, avatar mapping, and virtual reality interactions.
They're culling the data. They're pulling the data in.
Oh my word,
Yep.
dude! We're on a heavy one today. I love it. I love when we get deep into this. It's like we start off with a little hole, but now we're in a tunnel. Now.
Oh yeah, I wish we were pretending, right? I wish this was all just us joking about it.
No,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I will mock the king to the end until he cuts off my head, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna clown them. I will mock them for all of this power that they are trying to get, and the rest of us will. And we'll get to it, but eventually, there are remedies out there. There are people taking action right now against these flock cameras. And we'll tell you what they're doing.
Salute.
We're not going to recommend you do any of that
no,
stuff,
no.
but we'll tell you what they're doing.
yeah. But before we jump onto that too, right?
Yeah.
Is that the next segue to the next one?
That'll be yeah.
Okay, so one of the things in regards to this Apple, emotion reading technology says here, Apple has published patents outlining software that reads facial images to estimate emotions and animate digital avatars accordingly. That's what they say. In the past, they have also acquired companies specializing in emotion detection AI, such as Emotion, and worked with clinical studies to explore detecting mood changes through iPhone interactions.
So what they're doing there is they're saying, pay attention to the left hand, right? They're showing you what they're doing. Oh, we're going to use your subtleties on the face to do this and this. But the right hand, what they're using that same data, but you're not looking at the right hand. This is where they're doing all the hard stuff. This is where they're doing their flock level control type of stuff. But no, it's all about the emojis, people.
That's great. Yeah.
That's
They,
the game they're
they
playing
try to
with.
throw the emojis. People are sucking for emojis too when you're texting. Like it's something that's going to be super beneficial for you, right?
Yeah.
In reality, it's like it's not. It's just
Right.
it's just a mirage for you to think it's like something so harmless, right?
Yep, yep.
Well, little did you know it'll be able to control you. Now it's picking up your patterns. Now it's knowing like if you're upset. Now it's able to somehow, like you said, somehow be able to, I guess, control kind of like how you like.
No, it is. And what it does is it helps, like a company the size of Apple, it helps with mass psychosis, right? It helps when you can subtly get everybody into a certain direction.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you have created a whole country to act a certain way, to respond a certain way. And I'm sorry, but that is mass psychosis. That is a psychological. This is psychological warfare that we're in, and you have to open your eyes to see it. And not only that, but you have to take action against it. Once you see it, and you know for sure that you're like, yeah, you know what, those guys are right. They were talking about that. Now I'm seeing it. You gotta take action, and nothing hurts them more than cutting off all of the oxygen. So stop using their products. Be loud about it. Go to your city councils. Go to X. Talk about this stuff on X. Make sure that your network knows about this.
Vote against data centers too as well.
Data centers.
That's
all
a
of
big
it.
one. That's a big one. A lot of people have been stepping up and talking to their local officials, saying that they don't want that. They don't want those things around.
No,
They
there's
don't
no-
want- So it's like you already know why, because they need to have these areas where they can harvest all this or keep all this data there and everything. So they need all these resources.
Where do you think
to
all
that.
those flock files are going to be kept?
Exactly. So
Come on.
So where do we want to start off with, Brett? We got a couple here.
So let's go to. We've spent a lot of time on this. So.
It's good though. It's good. It's good information.
Yeah, no, it's good. So the people, we can go more into the cops, but I think we've talked about the cops more. I wanted to talk about the 5 cops in Georgia, but that's not.
Okay.
We'll go beyond that. But the laser.
Okay.
So,
Want me to pull up in the jumbotron?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So pull it up here. All right. Here we go, people.
All right, now, the whole. So the people are saying apparently that there are 1,000 nanometer wavelength green laser. Don't ever aim those at a flock camera because it will render them inactive. So here's the thing. This is why I say don't do it, right? Because if there is a laser being pointed at it, and you buy it on Amazon, they're going to have a digital trace. So maybe like cash only if you are going to use a laser for like education.
You want to have fun. If you want to have fun,
yeah, cats love lasers.
Yeah,
cats
love
chase
dogs
lasers.
too,
So if
of
you want a
course.
laser for your cat, 1,000 nanometer green laser is
the
cats
recommended
love them.
one. Yes, it's the
cats
right-
love them.
yeah.
Like the next best thing to what's that herb that they have? Catnip.
Oh, catnip. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the next thing to catnip.
This is the next best thing,
Yeah.
but don't use it on flock cameras.
They don't.
Absolutely, that would be against the law.
It would.
We are pretty much law abiding.
We are definitely. Okay. Interesting. All right.
Yeah, and then and I believe it's in Houston. I don't know if you have the length. Oh yeah, did you want to look at that?
Yeah, we want to look at
Yeah,
that real
definitely.
quick. Just kind of looking at how cool it looks. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
That's weird. You know,
It's weird.
weird that would hurt a camera. That sucks. That people would think of doing that.
So which is the next one we're looking to?
Can you might have to pull this one up, but
Okay.
pull up four flock cameras down in Houston.
Okay. Let me close it down real quick before we look to. Okay.
Yeah.
Give us a little overview though.
So
Okay.
so basically, people are getting very upset with these flock cameras, the invasion of privacy, and so all over the nation, it is they are being taken down. People and this actually the first time I saw any of these taken down was in England, I think, in London, where they were putting all these speed cameras in all these neighborhoods. Well, they were only putting them in like low class, middle class neighborhoods. They weren't putting them in the rich neighborhoods. And so a lot of the people were going in with their sawzalls and just sawing the whole thing down.
Damn.
And so, well, now in Houston, they are having a really tough time because camera after camera, they're getting chopped down, but then the person or persons chopping them down, they're leaving a little American flags, just reminding people that, yeah, we're protecting the Fourth Amendment here.
Okay.
So they're leaving their signature, so to speak, their patriotic signature.
So it says right here, is this the right one right here? At least 4 flock license plate reading cameras have been cut down and vandalized across Houston within the past week.
Oh, sad.
The first 2 cameras were discovered on July 4th, Patriotic Day, 2026, near Washington Avenue and West Scott Street. Just days later, on July 8th, 2026, an additional 2 damaged units were found on the ground near Memorial Park.
Sad.
In all instances, the camera poles were sliced in half, the units were covered in spray paint, and an American flag was left waving from the remains. God, that sounds beautiful.
Oh man, yeah. So people are taking action. I think that I don't know if you want to pull it up. I think there's a guy facing 18 years for chopping down a flock camera. I want to say it's New Jersey. Yeah, there it is. Man, what a memory, dude.
I know, man. You're okay right here, right? So it's an 18-year-old New Jersey man, Mikhail Solomon of Iceland. Is it Iceland?
Iceland, yeah, whatever.
Is facing serious prison time after rejecting a plea deal for a 20-year state prison sentence with 17 years of parole ineligibility for a high-speed police chase and crash and route. No, this is not the one.
Oh no, that ain't it. Yeah. Wrong story.
Wrong story.
Rewind.
So this one, he's
don't even say New Jersey. Just put 18 years cutting down flock camera. Yeah. Oh, it is New Jersey, isn't it?
I don't want you tracking me. A series of vandalized cameras had Rio Rancho police question who did it. In May, Rio Rancho police found at least 3 flock cameras, also known as license plate readers, destroyed. The solar panels attached to them were stolen, and then the flag was hung on top of the camera poles. One of the altered flock cameras had a sign here saying, "You're welcome, the Republic of New Mexico."
Yeah, baby.
So within days of investigation, police pulled over a truck that matched the description of the car tied to the flock camera incidences. The driver, 44-year-old Javon Martinez, was arrested for an unrelated warrant and has since been released. In the car, they found multiple flags similar to those in the vandalism cases. He's 44, not 18.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't say he was 18. I
thought
said
you
he
said,
was facing 18 years.
I'm like, damn, dude, this guy's going full blown. He's going full blown.
No, but doesn't it say he's facing 18 years?
Yeah, he's 18 years.
Yeah.
I think it's saying, yeah, I think so. But that's crazy.
But anyway, I mean, Patriot nonetheless.
Yes.
You know,
for sure. Shout out to him. If I ever saw you, man, I'll buy you a beer. Oh, Yeah, buy you a beer, of course. You're 44. I keep thinking he's 18 for some reason. Like, what the hell, But yeah, that's crazy. So $200 worth of damage, or $20,000 worth of damage. Huh.
I mean,
we can do a GoFundMe. We'll raise it like
so who's the one that owns Flock? Isn't that Peter Thiel?
I'm not sure.
Is he
Let's look it up.
who? Yeah, who? Or look up what Peter Thiel owns.
Oh, he owns
He owns an AI.
Yeah, he has a company. Flock Group Private is a private public safety technology company based in Atlanta, Georgia. Manufactures and operates the cameras. It is backed by venture capital firms such as
Andreessen Horowitz.
Horowitz, yeah.
Wow.
Who's that? This is like a Patreon.
This is where you just need the Apple facial reader to just yeah.
Okay, so private networks, homeowner associations. Okay. So it's a private public safety technology company, all right? Huh. But it's weird though. Like it just all of a sudden these things just started appearing, and it's just like I want to find a time lapse of just to show the people like how many there are right now. You know what I'm saying?
Flock time lapse. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go into here. And so bear with me, people. We try to definitely, do all this at once.
I think it was that first one, right? Or
here
that's
we
just
go.
Florida, right?
Oh, this is just Florida, right? It is Florida. But let's see.
That's terrible. Just Florida alone, that's just terrible.
All right, people. I'm going to pull this up in the Jumbotron. So this is just to give you a taste of what's to come and, how fast this is spreading. So this is Florida, of course, right? Oh, we can go to D-Flock. That's what it is.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so we'll look at this, though, right? So we're going to play this 35-second video, and it shows you the time lapse from July of 2024 up until now. And the blue little spots you see there, people, those are
new
innocent little
cameras.
Flock cameras, right? Just popping up. No big deal.
No.
But look at that.
We just want to see you.
Oh, my word.
Big Brother's watching because Big Brother cares.
Yeah, no big deal, peeps. Nothing to see here, but look at that. That is insane.
I do think the timing of this is pretty ironic, pretty coincidental.
Wow.
That all of this tracking comes at a time where the American military is now intertwined. They're intertwining with the Israeli military.
Yeah.
And Congress has all agreed to step down and let it happen.
Oh, I've heard about that.
So I think that it's related. I think that absolutely that they will then have access to all of us.
So currently there are, if that's what it says, right? 113,747 Flock cameras.
Yeah. 80 cities are rejecting it. 83 cities are rejecting it. So God bless.
We can go to dflock.org. Of course, it's it's pretty much you can see it anywhere. Or you can pull it up. So we're gonna show you here.
Go to Washington where we're at.
Oh yeah, we're gonna zoom.
But
in right
go to
here.
the time lapse if you had. Does it show a time lapse or
timeline? Let's see. We'll go here. Oh yeah, it does right here.
Okay.
Okay. So in real time, people, we're gonna show you the time lapse of how many have popped up in our area in the lovely Washington State, the Pacific Northwest.
We'll show the whole state because Spokane and everybody on the east side.
Okay, so we're gonna.
We might have to zoom in, but at least
right here.
Yeah, for all of our Washingtonian.
So for all you Washingtonians, this was for you, all right? We're gonna pop this up on the Jumbotron again, and we're gonna show you just the time lapse from. This is January 1st of 2024, people. Okay, the 1st of January of 2024. We're gonna show you from then till now how many of these Flock cameras have appeared. All right,
2.5 years.
So nothing as of yet. Watch, nothing pops up.
No, you can see where it's gonna climb.
Here we go. We go.
Oh yeah, we don't trust any of you.
Yep.
You're all criminals.
So
look
that's
at Yakima. Look at Richmond, dude.
That's crazy.
Look at all the drug routes. I know what's going on in Yakima.
You're like, I know what's going on.
I know you guys over there.
Dude, but look at that. So this is just all the main areas, right? That, obviously this is happening in. Wow. Okay. Well, see. Okay, let's do orange or yellow. That's probably bad. Blue. Yeah, but yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, people, look at that. This is just Washington State too. If people can see that, so
Yeah.
all over Seattle.
Big Brother doesn't trust us.
Yeah. Then Portland, of
Yeah.
course. But you look at everything. Zoom out of the whole U.S.
But look at the East Coast, yeah. Dude, look at New York, dude. Look at Chicago.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, Chicago bad. Chirac.
Yeah. And yet nobody's, like you never see crime reducing.
By then, I swear everything's gonna be everything. That's the objective.
Well, where people live, yeah. And I guess that's what's cool about this type of a map is you get to see where you just want to move. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to the blank spot,
right? Just go up here somewhere.
Then suddenly they fill them up.
But 112,181 from we can see here. So if anybody wants to see this, go to dflock.org. It'll give you a good indicator on just where these cameras are at. I caught wind of it, of course, because via the interwebs, such as X, people talking about it. So this is a very helpful resource here. So just see for yourself. And the thing we're trying to bring here is, of course, we said in the beginning, is we just want to make people aware of what's going on. You can have your own opinions on this as much as you want. Respect everybody's opinion on this. But the fact of the matter is, where does it cross the line in regards to what is the objective of this? They say safety, right? All this stuff. I get that. Trust me. I do see that. But like I said, it's a double-edged sword. Are we willing? The question is, I'm going to leave this with this question. The question is it enough for you people, me, Brett, to give up our privacy so they can pull up any data, anytime, any day, whatever time, and look at it and use it to whatever advantage that they seem fit best to use it for. You know what I'm saying?
And
so
how
it's crazy.
How do you feel about people? This will happen. This will inevitably happen. People who are wrongfully convicted. They didn't have the evidence to prove. They didn't have a Rivian or their own Ring cameras to prove that they weren't at the place where they were accused of being. Yeah. And that is going to impact people of lower incomes because they don't a lot of people don't have the dash cams, the Rivian cars and all that, and they cannot prove that they weren't at a certain place, and police are going to, especially with people of lower income, be more apt to really bully and terrorize those types of people. So, is it worth it?
Yeah, straight up. And
as a liberty lover, I myself say absolutely not.
Yeah. I honestly am leaning towards that's definitely not worth that at all. Only just due to the fact that, again, if people are definitely with a type of power, right, they're gonna abuse it. I know they are. We've already seen a couple a good example of where the confidence is going to supersede the fact that just because they have these cameras already watching everything, they're going to try to pin anything they can to benefit them in the end, and like they're going to try to make it feel like you have no say in it, like you're not going to get out of it. So. Again, just a messy situation. It's a pretty messed up thing overall. So just for people everywhere around the world, like, what do you think? This is something that they're going to try to, I'm sure they're going to try to implement everywhere. So just be very aware. And like you said, be vigilant, right? So one thing I do want to leave off on the same note with regards to that too. I think I talked to you about that. They're starting to put these car speed readers too on the freeways now. I don't know if you heard about that.
Where at?
Here locally where we're at. And the thing is too, what I think I was talking to you about is also how are they able to prove that, like I said, the car could be tied to you, but what if it wasn't you in the vehicle? Like, let's just say, for example, your car was stolen or somebody else was driving, but they're going to pit it against you. They're going to send that the
registered owner,
the registered owner, that speeding ticket. But it's like, again, we have room for mistake and error. So how are they going to be able to, I guess, supervise that in that point? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that footage or those pictures or video, whatever they're capturing, what are they going to use it for? Again, data being taken without you knowing, without your consent. So state officials use two main types of speed reader cameras on I-5: permanent pilot highway speed cameras in rural stretches or mobile work zone speed cameras near construction sites. Depending on the location, these cameras read speeds using either average speed tracking or LiDAR. But I've seen it to where what's crazy, we know this individual, and he was telling me that he didn't even see like a camera or anything, and they already clocked him 2 times, and they already gave him an infraction. I think it was like $85 each, but at that time that it wasn't live yet, it was just giving him like a warning. I think we were already past the day. I think it was on the 8th or 7th of this month in July that it went live. So now if it catches you going over the speed limit, it's an automatic ticket just like that.
Wow.
So
that's what I'm saying.
So
though.
just
It's
people be
it's
careful out
always-
there. Be
they're
careful
always
out there.
trying to get as much from the middle class as if they don't tax us enough.
Oh man,
it's not truly about safety. I am just not convinced, because if it were about safety, you would see more police patrolling the highways.
Yeah.
But it's obviously not about safety. And you know it's not about safety because if they're just going to give you a ticket, when are you going to get your ticket? 2 weeks after you did it?
Yeah.
And then how many times have you continued to speed or whatever since then, not knowing that there was a camera?
Yeah, it was instant. I think he was telling me like it was like literally instant within that same day he got that infraction.
Oh, okay.
So-
But still, I mean, you know,
crazy.
if it were about safety and not about money, then there would have been police involved, not just a ticket mailed to you.
Yeah. No, it's just insane.
It's a money grab. That's all these things are.
Yeah, it's as like they say, technology is advancing, AI is advancing. Overall, you know, we're stepping into some very unknown realms as you know as the years go by. And again, where is this going to lead to? That's always the question. How far are they going to take this? But nonetheless, of course, your dynamic duo here, your favorite duo, your favorite podcast that you listen to, is going to keep you up to date with all this. Of course, this is the type of stuff that we want to talk to you about. We want to get out there. We want to get the conversation going, and hopefully, maybe we can prevent all this stuff from happening, right? Because it's going to affect every single one of us here, especially here in the U.S. That with all this flock stuff going on. But yeah, man, good stuff today, brother. I mean, you want to wrap this one up?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay.
We're done.
All right. So we're going to wrap this one up. Again, thank you for everybody that's listening out there. Vietnam, U.S., Argentina, thank you very much. We very appreciate it. But for anybody else that wants to support for free, of course, hit us on YouTube, subscribe to our page, like our stuff, comment under our stuff. We're also on TikTok, Instagram, and just, it'll stay posted on that when we drop new reels, new shorts, you name it, and just updates on just what's going on with the pod, future episodes, all that jazz. But we're going to sign out. We love you. Take care. We'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace. Nice.